episode 1000. It's a celebration, in the words of Mark D'Antonio. Today is a celebration. But first, hey, we also got to talk recruiting because 'tis the season. National Signing Day is coming right up, and we do it all with Wil Hunter. That's right. Let's get it. Woo! It's going to be a hoot and a half.
Are Locked On Spartans, your daily podcast on the Michigan State Spartans, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Folks, we are here to celebrate episode 1000, and we are going to talk with Wil Hunter here in a little segment. But hey, look, after that, you sound great over there on the other side of the microphone. I can tell.
I'm ready.
After dozens of interviews, hundreds of correct takes, thousands of incorrect takes, and tens of thousands of words mispronounced, we have made it to episode 1000, Wil. You actually hosted some of this show, as everyone knows by now. Well, when you hear episode 1000, what do you first think of? Just hit us.
Can they see my display name, or can only you?
No, they can't. Your display name on my end says 999 episodes too many. So that is a good start right there to the show.
Those are my thoughts.
Okay. Very really quick. We will just blow all sorts of sunshine up our own butts here at the end of this episode. We'll take some great listener questions, everything like that. But before everyone clicks off this video or stops the podcast and just leaves for good, I have to thank every single listener that's out there. This is a genuine thank you. I just want to clear this out before we get into football talk and all that stuff. Whether it's your first show, holy smokes, what a time to join. You haven't missed anything to the 999
Where have you
episodes.
been?
Probably living a happy life is where they've been. But if you're a loyal listener, someone that listens, God help you, daily, cannot thank you guys enough as well. You guys keep this engine chugging along here. Now, enough of episode 1000 talk, Wil, because, hey, we got something even more exciting than that. We got Sean Brown committing to Michigan State. We have not had an episode since Sam Levitt announced his commitment to Michigan State. Wil, super broad question right here. Thoughts on the MSU recruiting class as we are just a few days ahead of early National Signing Day. Michigan State on 24/7 Sports sits at the number 25 class overall. What are your thoughts on the class?
A couple thoughts.
Let's
Earlier you mentioned or you referenced Mark D'Antonio. It's a celebration.
It is a celebration. Yep.
Are we gonna get program win hats, like program podcast hats?
Yeah, program episode hats would be actually a really nice touch. Yeah, where the letters are like fraying off and everything. I think that'd be really. I think it'd be a nice touch. Yeah, that would be good.
And then I just saw this is from Matt Fortuna. Where does Matt work? The Athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon tight end Cam McCormick has been granted a 9th year of eligibility by the NCAA. What was your question?
I don't even know how's that even anyway. Thoughts on the recruiting class? Well, this is what a roaring start. This is what the people have been missing. this is what the people have been clamoring for episode 1000. Thoughts on Michigan State's recruiting class? Like, is it safe to say that like us state fans should be happy with where things are at right now? As you know, okay, obviously no bowl game, 5-7 season. We all know that, but still looking like this could be a top 25 class. Like, or is that kind of what you expected here as we trudged into this offseason?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to tell anyone to be happy after.
I know you never do that. Yeah,
just in general.
Right.
But after like a 6-win regression, 6-loss, whatever, you get it. They won 6 less games. I'm not going to tell anyone to be happy after that kind of season. But I will say, in terms of recruiting, it's like you look at where the class is right now. I think they're 25th now. Sean Brown just got added in. I looked last night, and they were 25th, and that's the 24/7 composite. I sound terrible.
No, you sound great. Don't be down on yourself. Come on, you sound like $1 million bucks over there.
The only reason I'm doing this is because it's the thousandth episode.
Nailed it.
So they're 25th in the composite rankings. There's a couple, what do we have? I'm pulling up the whole the whole rank right now. We have 13, 16 commits, 17,
We're
16.
sitting at 14
17.
right now. Okay.
17.
If you
it
add in the
includes
transfers.
transfers.
If you add in the transfers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so they're 25th with 14 commits right now. That's a 24/7 composite. On 3 has them a little higher. They're like 19th because On 3 is higher on a few guys. Like Javen Brown, I think, is higher on there, and Chance Rucker. Chance Rucker's low on 24/7.
He's slipping, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So you look at that and you look around like, okay, who's above them? Baylor has 21 high school commits. Texas Tech is 25. Iowa is 22, 18, 25. Okay, Texas A&M is 13, 26 at Arkansas, 21 at Michigan. And you look through the average, the prospect rating, they're an 89.9, which is higher than Michigan. It's real quick glance, like 15th, 16th, 17th. And there's still a couple guys out there for them. Blackstock, the JUCO transfer, who they feel really good about. Pedrick Riscano, who I think it's like a coin flip right now still with the Ole Miss. And then there's a couple other guys. They want to add another tackle, I believe, and we'll see if that ends up being a portal thing or a high schooler. But they're going to end up with like 18 ish high school recruits, and they're going to end up with a point total probably that's going to put them like 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, somewhere in there, the back end of the teens, early 20s maybe, because they're 25th now and they have 7 less commits spots in this. Yeah, they have 7 less commits in the school. Like Iowa's done. Iowa's 22 people. They might lose their 5-star. Like they're done. Although I don't know if that's a
big
thing.
whoop. Yeah.
Yeah, people were sniffing around him. Utah has 22 commits. Texas Tech has 25. They're done, right? So Michigan State is in a great spot to continue to climb and sign the best class since the one that fell apart in 2016, which coming off of a 5-7 season. Like, think about that. Mel Tucker.
It is delightful.
Mel Tucker and his staff after they did win the Peach Bowl, and that helps. The Peach Bowl go 5-7. So what's the 16-9 after a 16-9 2-year stretch, and you could throw in 2020 as well. So he's 18 and whatever here, 18-13, 18-14. So he's 18-14 here, and he's recruiting at a level that Mark D'Antonio recruited at after going 702 over a 3-year stretch.
Right.
Right. Because that wasn't just a recruiting class built off the playoff appearance. It was a Rose Bowl appearance followed by a Cotton Bowl win, which was a New Year's Six game, followed by a playoff appearance. Like it back to back to back, and you got to 17. And you might be at 17 this year with those 3 seasons as a lead-in. So it's like, well, yeah, the results on the field sucked.
Not fun. Yeah. We're not doing any bowl game preview shows this month, which is not great, but alas.
Very frustrating. But there's a good chance that when the recruiting rankings are just like all done completely, depending on what service you use, Michigan State's going to be like a spot behind Michigan, 2 spots behind Michigan, 2 spots ahead of Michigan. Maybe they're ahead of Michigan and on 3. And that's a team coming off of back-to-back playoff appearances.
Correct. Yeah.
So if you can just, I don't know, turn it around a little bit, win 8-9 games next year, have the young guys that you were forced to use this year take a couple steps, show some promise.
Yep.
The 2024 class is already awesome. 2 recruits in, they're on and high on they really might get their first 5-star. I know we've been saying it, but
we'll see.
There's a chance. Their average prospect rating for the 2024 right now is 94.66 with 2 kids.
Holy smokes, that's an okay start.
Yeah,
that's an okay start.
It's like 4th highest in the country.
Yeah.
So it's a great start. They're having another 4-star who's about to commit into that class as well, who's a really high, he's top 24/7 kid. So yeah, just like, man, win 8 games, win 9 games.
It could be worse.
And you very realistically, like, a lot of people probably feel like the train is skittering on the tracks right now. but it's like, no, I think if I was going to use the train metaphor, I would just say it's like slowed down a little bit on the tracks. And all you
Sure.
need is just like one season of just okay, be decent, and it'll take right back off again because people want to believe in Mel. The power brokers at the university
Right.
are very invested in Mel working out, and there's some apprehension among the fan base, but I think the people in charge aren't worried in the slightest. And yeah, I very easily I could see this 5-7 season being just like a blip, but do it again, and then you're starting like it's you're not safe right now. You're just like, ooh. I mean, Mel's safe. Mel's got his bag. Mel's got his money.
Yeah.
Mel's gonna be just fine. But the program could you go 5-7 again, 4-8 again. It's gonna get really shaky. You're gonna lose more than just Jeremy Bernard to the portal.
Sure.
You're gonna have a tough time convincing kids after back-to-back crap seasons that you're the guy to do this.
Hey, everyone, we're going to be right back with Wil Hunter here in a hot second, but first I have to talk your ear off about LinkedIn Jobs. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business, so you want to be 100% certain that you have the access to the best qualified candidates available. Well, I got good news for you. LinkedIn Jobs is going to help with that. You need to check out LinkedIn Jobs right now. They're going to help find the right people for your team faster and, best of all, for free. Just post your job on your profile. Add the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile and spread the word that you are hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so that you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. And like I said, for free. So what are you waiting for? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And I think that's a good launching point for a nice meander into the mailbag here. We got some fun questions here, some that have nothing to do with football at all, but this is a really good football one from Eric, and I'm glad we have you on because I'd love to dive into the mind of Wil Hunter right now. Eric writes, the clock on making any coordinator changes is almost up, right? Is it clear at this point that Tuck ain't firing? And we could even expand that non-coordinators too, like position coaches, if you will. Let's just talk about the 10 assistants, if you will. It is pretty clear that, at least to me, that nothing is going to happen. Are you getting the same vibe right there? And if so, like, what are your thoughts on staying pat with the 10 guys that you have going into next season off of a bowl-less season?
What I'm doing right now is looking up the exact date that Ron Burton left.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he got hired in March. Ron Burton. I don't know. I'm just, so
Bebopping.
I know. I'm trying to go quick.
You're fine.
January 17th, 2022. So that was a Spartan Avenue story. Yeah, January 16th. So 2 weeks after they won the Peach Bowl. Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 weeks since the season has ended, right? And that's 2 weeks since that season was ended. They weren't going to can Ron Burton in the prep for the Peach Bowl.
That would have been something. Yeah.
That would have been something.
Yeah.
Travaris Tillman as well. I don't know. Like, I guess we're probably in a point where if it hasn't happened yet, it's not going to happen.
Agree. Yeah.
I don't think any of the coordinators, either of the coordinators were ever really, maybe Scotty was in danger for a minute, 5-6 weeks into the season. But Mel's not a dummy. They know their personnel better than we do. It was short on talent this year by week 5 because of recruiting mishaps in the past and injuries flatly. Like, would they use 24 different starters on defense this year?
That sounds right. Yeah.
24
a lot of true freshmen. Yeah. It was something.
Yeah. And if you look at the end product, they got better. And that's a low bar.
Yes. Yes.
It's almost, and I'm not going to, the defense wasn't good last year. And the defense wasn't good in 22. The defense just hasn't been good at all. And maybe that should be enough. And if it were me, I feel like 3 years is enough. Yes, the personnel has not been what you wanted, needed, but like, okay, at some point, there are guys out there doing more with less in the college football world. Maybe, try a different path. But I think, I don't know, continuity is important in Mel. I'm not worried about Mel firing people because his team went 11-2 last year and he fired 2 assistants.
Right. That's the odd part optics wise, right? Is that after the Peach Bowl, all right, we got to say goodbye to some people, but 5-7, wow, let's try it again next year. What the heck, right?
And I don't know if that was a situation where he just didn't like the staff direction, even though they were successful and he wasn't playing the result. It was a process thing. He's like, didn't like how Burton was recruiting or whatever it was. Didn't like how Tillman was coaching, whatever it was. And He's like, I'm not going to be fooled by this. It's not going to work out long term. Maybe he truly believes that he's got a staff now that is the right staff and they just need to be together for a while. But I would guess that I don't think it's a guess. I don't think either coordinator is going anywhere. And I think Scotty was in danger a little bit midseason. I don't think Jay Johnson's ever been in danger, which regardless of our opinions on him, what really matters is what Mel's opinion is on him. He's a really good recruiter.
Yeah, great eye for talent, especially in the quarterback position. He's an ace.
He's like the best quarterback evaluator in the world. My God,
of all time.
Back-to-back years.
I know. Yeah.
Someone did ask me to like, is this gonna make his fourth down calls better? I'm like, no, but it should make him work more.
Yeah,
it should make them work more in theory. And I think they responded like, it doesn't matter if you have a 3-star or 5-star quarterback. If you call a slow plotting run up the middle on 4th and 1, I'm like, well, it can matter if the quarterback is a mobile guy and is an effective runner, or if he's a threat to run, and you have to hold the defensive end because you can run different actions because your quarterback's there's just, if you have a better quarterback, your offense is going to do better. I know it's a crazy take. Crazy,
insane take. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, but like running the ball too, because like I think we saw firsthand a lot of times this season. It helps to not just have a running quarterback, but a quarterback that like also is smart when he does run, like cuts when he should, goes into the right hole when he's like, which obviously did not happen all too many times this year. So it would help if you get a smart mobile quarterback. Look at us with the takes. It would help if you get a guy that's good at running and smart doing that. We're on a roll right now. We're hitting our stride here.
No, it's really just the offense would operate differently with better play at the position.
Yeah.
Flatly. So that's the hope. And I don't know, there's guys out there who are coordinating really great offenses who aren't super geniuses or anything. They just have really talented people, and they're like, okay, don't mess it up. Here you go. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
Which I think Jay probably fits into that category because his offense schematically isn't like groundbreaking, although he just has a knack for the most epic change of pace calls you'll ever see.
Yeah, you got that
like,
right.
His tendency breakers are elite, and then everything else is just blah. But I don't.
Right.
Again, back to the question.
Great eye for talent, though. Great eye for talent.
Great eye for talent. Yeah, I tend to agree. If there were going to be changes in the coaching staff, we probably already would have seen them because the season's been over for 3 weeks now, and we haven't. So yeah, and that's it's a little frustrating. Special teams has been not great for a long time.
That's what is getting me. That's getting my goat, the special teams. And especially like the two shining points were Jaden Reed. Okay, that's a Mark D'Antonio guy. And then Bryce Behringer, another D'Antonio guy. Like, how about everything else? Like, the whole kickoff returns, especially against Indiana. Just everything else. So we're going to find out one way or another here.
Yeah. So I'm surprised. I've based on last season, I would have thought Mel would have made a couple of changes, but apparently he likes where things are at. He likes having a staff that he can steal from.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And like I've already gone into like the talking myself into positivity here, because I could spin myself into any way. So it's like Stockholm syndrome almost. Like, okay, well, might as well get used to what we have. I think there is something to be said, and I think you kind of alluded to it earlier. Is the continuity with the coaching staff, like that does help with recruiting. Like, your coaches are going to be here when you come here. So that helps. But also too, And I thought about this last night, like a normal person. I'm just up Friday night thinking about MSU football. Maybe this also helps too if things do get turned around. And then also, hey, like maybe some coaches seem appealing to other programs. Mel is showing extreme loyalty right now. Maybe this helps in the long run if, guys are looking to get poached from other programs. They'll stay at Michigan State. I don't know. That might even sound Looney Tune outer space right now as we're coming off a 5-7 season. But also what I've talked myself into is that, like, Pat Narduzzi didn't have world-class defenses his first 2-3 years at Michigan State and seemed to work out eventually. So, like, that's another spin zone that I'm kind of falling into right now, if you will.
Anytime you switch a coordinator and get a scheme change, it's a step back.
It's a process. Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of it's professional football players. It's their job to learn schemes, and that's all they do is learn their schemes. College is different, right? They're going to class. There's a certain amount of time they can be on the field. Some guys can't learn a scheme by reading a playbook or doing a meeting. Like, they have to be on the field doing it. And everyone learns at a different rate. And they're all super young in their football careers, hopefully. Like, scheme continuity can help. And if you're not that good at football, at least you know what you're doing and can do it quickly, right?
Yep.
So there's a benefit to that. And there's nothing wrong with the scheme's not bad. Like, the scheme it's used everywhere. It's since college football has gone to 11 personnel, 4 wide, 5 wide, spread runs, all that RPO nonsense. Like, everyone runs basically like a base nickel hybrid something. Nobody's doing straight 4-3 Mark D'Antonio cover. Like, it's just quarter covers. It's just not. It's what everyone does now. Is they play this scheme, some variation of this scheme. I wish there was more creativity to it sometimes, and I think we started to see that towards the end of the season. A little bit more with different looks, blitz looks, fake blitzes, stunts, pressures, yada, yada. So there's nothing wrong with the scheme, I don't think. I think it's just like maybe the square peg round hole situation, trying to get your guys in, your first recruiting class nuked by COVID. Couple recruiting classes before that were very short on talent. Like, everyone who brought here by D'Antonio, with the exception of like 7 people, has ended up in the MAC in the last 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that ad nauseum, but I think it's telling that when they're going out, they're like, okay, do we want the people that were here, or would we rather take a chance on a former top 200 recruit who wasn't good at Florida, or wasn't good at Georgia, or wasn't good at Alabama, or whatever? And they've shown you consistently, no, we'd rather go this route. And it's been pretty mediocre, and I think that kind of tells you what was left to be worked with. So if it doesn't take a step forward this year, though, like a real step forward.
Big year coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, because the front should be pretty good.
Hopefully they're all healthy, Yeah. It's not like you're going to run kind of what they had to run at the end of last season, the opposite of a NASCAR package, where instead of 4 defensive ends, like, no, we're bringing the beef. Like, we got 4 defensive linemen instead of any edge rushers.
Jacob Slade at D tackle.
Burning the edge.
They're returning so much production up front, and it's all young production. Yeah. And the freshman defensive ends will eventually probably make some impacts, but it may take time. Yeah. And you've got young guys in the secondary who seemed promising. Malik Spencer, Mangum. So we'll see how that goes. Can we grab an effective starter in the portal? It should be better. It really should be better this year.
Should. And we still have plenty more to talk about with Wil Hunter, but first, just need to talk your ears off about BetOnline.net. Woo! Gang, hey, we finally have another Michigan State basketball game coming up on the horizon against Oakland on Wednesday. And when you want to wager a few shekels on that action between the Spartans and the Golden Grizzlies, do so at betonline.net. Also, hey, jump into bowl season with betonline.net. They got the best lines, the best props, the best odds out there. They are your number one source for your sports betting info, stats, news, and analysis. Get to the latest odds and trends for every single professional and amateur league out there, from pro football to college bowl season to basketball. That's right. They got you covered top to bottom at betonline.net. And if you love sports podcasts, which You probably do, since you're listening to this right now. You can find even more of those at BetOnline as well. They're always the fastest and easiest way to get in on all of your sports betting action. So what are you waiting for? Head to the website today, use your mobile device, learn more about the trends and action that is at BetOnline, where the game starts. Let's get into some mailbag questions. Enough about the team, what like people actually care about. Well, like let's talk about us for a little bit, because
Okay.
1,000 episodes, you were the torchbearer for the first. I have no idea how many, a few hundred. Then we did this whole co-hosting thing, and then I've been trying to not drive the Ferrari over the cliff here the last, I don't know, year and a half or 2 years. I have no idea how long I've been doing this thing for.
Me either.
So, with that said, Maxwell asked a really good question. With all love and sincerity, who let you get this far? Well, take it away. What, why, how, why, how?
I don't know, dude. I don't work there.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good point. Do you miss it at all? Or are you a happy person now? Let's get to brass tacks here. Let's start asking the hard-hitting questions. Are you a happy person now?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I can't tell you how much I don't miss doing it.
Understandable. Yeah, for sure. As even getting you for this conversation was harder than it was to get Gretchen Whitmer a few years ago. So,
You
not
mentioned
itching
that.
not itching to get back to a microphone then, are we?
No, and I don't even have my microphone. I'm doing the in-laptop mic because I can't find the cord to my actual microphone. So,
and if you're watching on YouTube, you will notice that Will has not shown his face either. I think the switch to YouTube would not have gone over well.
No.
Okay. That would have been a hard out for you.
So
if you were even around for that long.
I knew that was coming, and so that
Yeah.
facilitated my exit. That
Sure.
would have been my end date. Whenever that was mandated, that would have been my last day.
Yeah, that checks out completely. Hey, here's something that really was a staple in us co-hosting together, and that was mispronounced words. And I think it was a 99.9% split for me doing it, and a 0.1 for you. And if you did, I probably didn't even notice. So Cameron,
I'm sure I did.
Cameron here asked if the over/under for you saying the word arena like a weirdo for the past 1,000 episodes was set at 500. How many banks are you robbing to take the over? Well, so I guess my question is spinning off of this. How do you say arena or arena? Arena? Am I saying this wrong? Or how?
Use it in a sentence. I have no idea what you're trying to say.
I'm going to Joe Louis Arena for a nice if you will. Yeah, okay, that answers that question then. What is it then? How do you say it?
Arena.
Well, there should be two E's in the middle then to make it easier, to make it more obvious. And then Cameron goes on to ask, who has been your favorite guest the past 1,000 episodes? My answer is Wil Hunter. Wil Hunter's been my favorite guest the past 1,000 episodes. Was there anyone that we talked to that like you really enjoyed or no?
Matt Hapner.
Okay. Wow, that's throwback. That's really throwback. You're dialing that back the clock here.
Matt was the first one of any sort of, because Matt's got, a couple thousand followers. He was writing for the Colors. He'd do the film recaps or whatever. He was the very first person to be like, yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to have 37 listeners this episode.
Let's go.
I was doing a podcast for 6 people.
That's incredible. That's love for the arts right there. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, for like 2 months.
Wow. Sensational.
I think I got a check once. I'm not shitting you. I already swore. Too bad. So we get, I don't know if you still get paid. We get paid a percentage of advertising revenue monthly, basically. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, I got a check for like $3.72.
You know what? You could keep it at that point. Save me the hurt dignity of even opening up that envelope.
Roll that bad boy over, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and like a year later, they instituted a monthly minimum, which was a nice move for them to help. Because like the only reason I was able to stick around is because I didn't have to like do something that made actual money.
Yeah.
So no stakes. Whatever.
No stakes.
I'll put a few months into it and we'll see. But if someone's like trying to do this and like, okay, I need $350 from this to help me get that car payment done in time, and they do a month of podcasts and they get a $17 check, they're not going to stick around. They're going to go drive for Uber.
Might be a little tough.
That was a nice gesture by them, but the minimum did not exist. Yeah, I was like the 7th or 8th college show to join. It was early. So yeah, no monthly minimum. I got a freaking like $5 check. It was sick.
What were like some of your
I
favorite?
laughed really hard at it.
Honestly, I would have framed it if I were. It's for motivation, you know. Like
I should have. I can't believe I cashed it.
Hey, you know what? We all got to get by some way or another.
That.
What were your favorite kind of like episodes to do? What was it more fun when things were going great? You know, things are awesome. We're all doing happy dances, or like, did you find a sick pleasure in like talking the fan base and also yours truly, me, like through horrible seasons? What alley was more favorable for you to go down?
No, I never. You
were never happy for any episode. Is that your answer?
I never enjoyed anything.
Okay, that's good.
You know the phrase, you know, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for his life.
Sure. Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Philosophical.
Yeah.
Like
you know,
that.
everyone knows the phrase. That was the approach I was trying to take with those talk down episodes. Like, I didn't want to be talking you down. I wanted to teach you how to be rational about sports fandom, which I realized very quickly was the most stupid and futile gesture I could ever make.
I think it kind of worked. Yeah, it didn't work enough to make it change my life, but like, yeah.
Matt, we shared DM groups. It didn't work. We text each other.
That's fair.
We talk pretty regularly. It didn't work, buddy.
Yeah, I think I could be superficial at least. I think I could put on a facade sometimes, not all the time. Lord knows that all the time it doesn't work, but sometimes I think I can step away from that fan ledge.
I'm shocked you pronounced facade right.
You like that one? I've been working on that one. Yeah, that's taken weeks of practice.
Put on a facade.
Yeah, a facade. You know it.
The celebration episodes were always the most fun. Post Michigan wins with you were a roaring good time. Final Four pod. Where did you sing? You were singing. We had you singing about something.
Yeah, I don't know what I was singing. I was delirious for that episode. Yeah,
and someone left like a negative review, like tell Matt never to sing again.
Oh, come on. I was going to say it wasn't that bad, but it probably was that bad. Yeah.
You got me a 1-star review on iTunes. This is before you joined the show because it was like after the Sweet 16 it wouldn't have been. It would have been maybe before the Sweet 16 that the team was making you feel Randy.
Yes. Yeah. Kenny Goins makes me feel Randy. Yeah.
Kenny Goins makes me feel Randy. And maybe it was after the Elite Eight. And we got a negative review because you were being perverted. Because someone wanted to be very literal with the definition of Randy.
I'm an honest person. I'm going to wear it on my sleeve. Yep.
Sam, your wife walks into the living room, your pants are off. You're swinging hip to hip. Kenny Goins!
Just another day of watching MSU basketball in March, Will. You know how it goes. Yeah. No, I think that's my favorite comment that we'll get sometimes is, and this does not happen a lot. I think most people get the gist of this show. They get me, they get you, they get our guest. It was like every once in a while I get an email being like, you got to tighten up on being professional. Like this is so unprofessional. It's like,
no,
I record with a cardboard cutout of myself behind me. Like, look at my walls decorated in MSU decor. Like, if you think this is me in a press box being professional, like I got news for you. Like, no. I'm a fan that is stark naked at the end of games sweating because I can't even bear to watch what's on the television. Like, we'll get professional people on sometimes. We'll break things down, maybe somewhat rationally if we're feeling up to it. But like that always gets me too. It's like
they want like a Mike Greenberg tease from Mike and Mike back in the day.
Sure.
Coming up, the leading receiver of the Michigan State Spartans. And it's not Jaden Reed. Back after this. Yeah. Or like, it's always that kind of tease.
Michigan State gets just absolutely donkeyed. 35-0 against Minnesota at home. And I'm supposed to just be in front of a microphone. Well, friends, let's take a rational look at this game. We're not upset. We're actually fine about what happened. So no, so I get it. Hey, like there are podcasts out there that do that. And I hope people have found them. this is not it though. Like we like to have fun. Sometimes we like to be serious, but we like to have fun. And it's been fun all 1,000 episodes, whether it was just you, Will, whether we were co-hosting. I miss you as a co-host, Will. I love you. I hope you know that.
I'm always serious. There's no time for fun.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, but I've had fun this episode. Have you? Was this a delightful afternoon for you so far, or no? You don't have to answer that question, actually.
We're
yeah,
done?
kind of. I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's like it's 30-ish minutes.
Whatever, man. I told you, as long as you want to go.
Yeah, we'd like to keep these things around 30 minutes, and I know that that's nonsense when we get on a mic together because they get closer to 50, and then
well, you don't want to deal with emails. That's fine. I get it.
Well, I'm not like flickering the lights on and off here. You know what? Here, let's do one more then. Here, let's get you out the door here. Kayla asked if you could eat one thing for the next 1,000 meals, what would it be? What do you got, Will? I know my answer immediately.
Little Caesars pizza for you.
You nailed it. Yep. I'm actually going to go have some after this conversation. So yes, that's my answer. Stuffed crust pepperoni pizza from Little Caesars.
Ew.
And I could do it with 1,000 meals in a row without ever hitting a wall. So that's my answer.
What would your insides and excrement look like, do you think, after a week?
Oh, not well, but I don't know. My intestines might be iron forged by all the junk I eat and the fireball that I consume in the fall. So that might just be not an issue.
Would the stuffed crust at a certain point, would the stuffed crust just come out of you still stuffed? Just the stuffed crust excess?
I think, yeah, like it doesn't even get broken down in the system. I think so.
It's like a flume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What a noise.
No, that's too aggressive what you did.
Yeah. Yeah, that probably sounds wow.
I practice this a lot. I got a bit for Matt.
Did you see the last bit that we debuted earlier this week? The slide whistle for all the we like to break this out in minute 35 of our episodes. This is for only the diehard listeners. Yeah, right. We go vaudeville for when we cross the 35-minute mark in podcast. We get really vaudeville with it. So yeah, no, I broke that out. When did I break that out? I think I broke that out after the Northwestern game, I want to say. So
you need to get a big hook and have your wife stand off screen.
Yeah.
And when it hits like 38 minutes, just hooks you around the neck. Off you go.
Jot that down on my Amazon list right now. Giant 8-foot hook. Vaudeville.
Vaudeville. Yeah, just include vaudeville.
Go to my local vaudeville shop.
Yeah, your local vaudeville suppliers.
Right down the road. And get more props for the show. So all 12 people that watch all the way to the 40-minute mark can enjoy it because we're here for the people.
Well, I don't know. I think this one's going to do record numbers.
I think, 100%. We might even get 15 people watching beyond the 35-minute mark. If you are watching or listening this far, tweet at me and Will. Will, what's a random word?
Spandex.
Spandex. Tweet spandex at me or Will to know that you are one of the sick people that have hung around for this long to listen to this. Don't tweet
it at me. I won't banter. See it.
Especially tweeted at Will. I would actually tag Will twice if I were you to really make sure.
I simply won't see it. It won't be seen.
I'll screenshot them all and send them to you via text message. But yeah,
then I'll block your number again for the third time.
Yeah, I was going to say that wouldn't be the first time. Okay, sorry, sweet, sick. I think this went well, Will. I think this went well.
You always. You know something went well when you have to reassure yourself by the end that it went well.
Oh yeah, and then like the next 2 hours after this, like I'll be pacing my house being like, I think that was fine. I think that was okay. I think people are going to be happy with that. I don't know.
Here's a question.
Yeah, here's an answer.
Do we care if it went well?
Yeah.
Matt, we're all just hurtling around on a big rock. That's dumb true. Rock. That's hurtling through space.
Yeah.
A speck of sand upon the universe's never-ending shore.
Yeah.
Eat Arby's.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Honestly, and I told myself that a lot as I saw that 22-yard field goal almost missed the net against Indiana. So I'm very well versed in that line of thinking.
Is that the worst kick ever? Like honestly, it probably is.
It might be.
We've seen some There's
We've
been
seen a
some,
lot of bad ones. Yeah.
there's been some outright shanks, extra point shanks.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's probably the worst kick ever. So there you go. Here's a positive spin for you. The only reason, or what prevented Michigan State from going to a bowl is the worst kick in the history of football.
Yeah. I'm
That's
trying to
what it
rack
takes.
my brain. I was right behind the uprights when Matt Coughlin missed his one against Arizona State at the end of that game. But 22 yards. Like how do you beat that?
Yeah,
And
Coughlin
everyone knew it was
fun.
going to. And the kicker was, and that's no pun intended. Everyone knew that was not going in. Like it might as well have been a 72-yard field goal. Like everyone knew the conclusion of what that was going to be when he lined up for the kick. Like everyone was getting back in their seats, ready for overtime. Like, oh boy,
that was a tough one.
Tough one. Just like this ending, which is now going on 6 minutes. This is the longest. This is the reverse of an Irish goodbye to an episode right here.
It's a Midwestern podcast goodbye.
It truly is. You know what? Here's an anecdote no one's going to care about.
Sure.
For the first 20, 8-ish years of my life, I thought Irish goodbye meant super, super long goodbyes. Because, my dad's side of the family, Irish. Yeah, but I remember saying goodbye at my grandparents' house would take upwards of a half hour to 45 minutes. I remember
that's
distinctly as a child.
Midwestern.
I remember one time as a child, I took on and put off, I put on and took off my coat 4 separate times while saying goodbye. That's how long it was taking. So for the first 28 years of my life, I thought Irish goodbye was just the longest goodbyes possible. And then, no, it just ends up, it's the complete and utter opposite. So,
it is getting so drunk that you just disappear.
Yeah, that's just wander off into the abyss. Kind of like what we're doing this episode here.
You become, it's like, oh gosh, that lady that we saw the TikTok of that was making that drink, that electric blue drink.
Yes,
she's Irish too. Or Irish or Scottish? She was Irish.
She's a little bit of something. Yeah, she's a little bit of both. But the glass is here, and the liquor pour is.
It is. It's all straight liquor, and it ends up being this toxic blue-green thing. And she puts a metallic straw into it. That's right. It's a half-inch.
It looks like an exhaust
diameter.
Pipe. Yeah,
it might as well be an exhaust pipe. And she downs it in literally 0.7 of a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't even make a face after two.
No.
Bombs it. The same face me and you make when we drink water. It's
just bombs it. And then she's like, that is gorgeous.
Yes. I gotta find this video now to tweet it out.
Absolutely gorgeous. And then she's just like, that's it. That's the video. She's the human embodiment of an Irish goodbye.
Yes, a nice 7-finger pour of liquor, and just right down the hatch. And let's see what else the rest of the night has for us. All right,
she's the closest humanity can get to being a god, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
after
you talk
watching
about being
that,
bulletproof. Yeah,
she can't die. There's no way that person can die.
No, nothing's gonna take her down.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Now I'm going to waste the rest of my Saturday trying to find this video. It's going to be worth it, though.
I would consider making her face my Twitter avatar, but I can't change it or I'll lose my check mark.
Right,
I'm Max Valencio forever, which sucks.
We went too far into the bit. Shoot, that's a reference 4 people are going to understand.
4 people. It's a joke for 4 people.
And none of those 4 people are listening right now, which is even better.
It's me, you, and John and Austin, and that's it.
Hard stop there. Yeah.
Just nobody. Mike Valenti doesn't even get it.
Absolutely not. No, which is just fantastic. You talk about some niche conversations.
Yeah, and now I'm
done the show
because Daddy Elon has his rules, and I must follow them as a loyal servant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be a lemming. Sure. Yep. No doubt.
Yeah. So I'm Max Valencio forever, or I lose my check mark. Which honestly, at this point, because we were so I don't know when Locked On got us our check marks.
Yeah.
I was annoyed about it because I told them not to. It's like, I don't
They
want
did
to
not listen to directions. Yeah, they did not follow that instruction.
and now we've come full circle. First of all, there are perks to having a check mark in terms of like filtering crap notifications, which is great.
And you get $1 for every retweet that is sent to you. So the internet points turn into U.S. currency, which is something that not a lot of people know. Yeah.
But now I've come so far around the bit that now I refuse to lose my check mark. Like if there's some sort of, like, we have apparently a color system coming in and legacy.
Yeah, sure.
Legacy, something like, I'll sue Elon Musk to keep my check mark at this point.
I like that play. Yeah.
I will sue him.
Yeah. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I'll steal a Cybertruck and launch it into Jupiter.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
It'd catch on fire before that.
All in the name of check marks. Yeah, windshield wiper would break immediately.
All right, here's the windshield wipers. Boom!
Kabam! Yep.
Okay, Cybertruck.
Yeah.
So yeah, long story short, I'm Max Valencio on Twitter forever. Can't change my Twitter AV to this Irish goddess, I guess. She's a woman. Goddess. Yeah. This being of superior everything to all of us.
Who I will try to find the video of. The thing that really dropped my jaw the most in that video wasn't even the liquor. It was just how big that straw was. Like, I've never seen a straw that size. Like, that was like unbelievable.
It was like she cut off a section of garden hose and froze it in carbonite from Star Wars. Like, that's what it was. Just swing, and just here's this hose. That's how she drinks too. And there was like 9 ice cubes in there. Like, an ice cube could have gone into that straw.
Oh, comfortably. Yeah. No doubt about that.
She housed...
I gotta find this stupid video.
She housed 16 cold ounces of liquor in 0.7 seconds and said it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Just a little hypnotic. I don't even know what it was, like hypnotic and vodka. Oh, sure. It's like banana vodka.
Windshield wiper fluid. Yeah. Whatever it was.
Some diesel fuel.
Yep. Something to get you all randy for the rest of the afternoon. Yep, that's right.
Oh my God.
That's right.
She didn't die on the spot, which is amazing. I feel like you could shoot her in the chest and she'd be like, yeah, it's fine.
I would have paid $500 for a camera crew to follow her around the rest of the day, though. Like, just to see where the rest of that night.
Someone
at least 3 misdemeanors and a felony.
Someone in the comment section was like, this is my friend. She's the nicest person ever, but can drink every person I know under the table. I was like, no shit.
Oh, we know.
No duh.
Yeah, we know.
No duh, buddy. Thanks. It's like walking up to a giant forest fire and be like, it's hot in there. Yeah, we know. We know, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Max, this has been delightful. And everyone, especially the sick people listening this long into an episode, as we were talking about things that don't even make sense, probably. You guys are truly the best. Love every single one of you. I know I say that at the end of every show, but I genuinely mean that. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for sticking around for an episode, 10 episodes, 1,000 episodes. You guys are truly the best. Will, thanks a lot for joining us, man. You're also the best.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Let's go. Hey, let's go enjoy the rest of our weekend. Here's to 1,000 more. Could you imagine doing that? Well, we're going to give it a try one way or another. So until next time, see y'all later. Wow, 1 second face reveal. That was exciting.